Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sara Jane. This is Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls on Gift of Healing TV. And the topic for this program is attitude. What do you think of when you hear that word attitude? What have you felt today? What's been going on in your life today? And what attitude have you had towards those things? And if you think about it, and if you'd had a different attitude, would there have been a different outcome? So many things in our life are controlled by our attitude to them. And if we get into a very disgruntled attitude, an unhappy attitude, oh, this is a waste of time, this is a waste of space, this is a whatever, it doesn't help that situation. Let's take it very simply and think about a traffic jam. I know I used to be one of these people that got extremely stressed in traffic jams. I really did. And that frustration, that attitude of frustration, helped nobody. There wasn't a single person that it helped. In fact, all that it did was annoy everybody. If you'd got passengers in the car, everybody got as stressed out as you were getting stressed out. And that just made it worse. And it makes the time feel longer. And I learnt a few years back now, probably about 20 or so years back, what was the point in getting stressed out, having that attitude of stress around something I have absolutely no control over? None. Because the only person truly being adversely affected by that is me. And I feel I wish better than that for myself. And so when a couple of years ago I got stuck for 2 hours in traffic, I was actually very calm about it. And that 2 hours didn't, to a certain degree, feel like 2 hours, whereas 2 hours in the past of getting stressed would have felt like 4 or 6 hours. So think about your attitude in your reaction to something. And I have to pull myself up at times. I really do. Because there are some things that really do wind me up. And I understand that. I really do. I've got over it with things like traffic jams. But there are still things. When you're talking to somebody and somebody says something that you're uncomfortable with, what attitude are you going into for the rest of that conversation? There are so many sayings that I have read that you can just take the saying and it fits to a certain degree with attitude. Treat every living being, including yourself, with kindness, and the world will immediately be a better place. Timber Hawkeye. It's your attitude to yourself, an attitude of kindness, an attitude of caring, an attitude of love, an attitude of understanding, an attitude of empathy. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer. And it's about, where is your attitude? What attitude are you sitting within? And when you change that attitude, you change your perspective, and then it feels like it has changed those things around you. And I remember quite some years ago now, a client who came to me regularly for Indian head massage and received a little bit of Reiki at the same time. And she sat on the edge of the couch after a session one time and said, life seems to have changed, but it doesn't. And what she meant was her attitude, the way she looked at things had, I suppose, calmed down. So nothing had really changed except for what was going on within her. And there's one I read here that was up. Where's it gone? The difference between nowhere and now here is a little space. And I think that's actually quite relevant because, excuse me, if you think about it, by taking a bit of time, something can mean one thing and then suddenly it can mean something else. I got a real tickle and I'm not sure why. So when you're going through something, if you can give it a little bit of space, a little bit of time, and I can't do much about the tickle that's causing this, I apologize. If you give it a little bit of space, a bit of time, and think about your attitude, your reaction to it, and can you adjust your attitude? Because you can then create a different outcome. So if you always get stressed about something in particular, and this is a good reminder to me too, try and develop a new attitude. It doesn't mean you like it anymore. I get very frustrated by cold calls, junk phone calls, etc., etc. They do wind me up because they are such a waste of time. But I do try to be very polite when I've answered it and I do get a human being. I try to be. Because it's not their fault. They've just been given a call list. But yeah, that's one of my niggles. And I do try to be calmer. And it's getting there. But there are many things. And it's re-examine all you have been told. Dismiss what insults your soul. Walt Whitman. So if something feels wrong, be prepared to have an attitude which allows you to adjust things and say, that's not for me. That aspect doesn't feel right for me. Empower yourself with your attitude. And I'm sure you've all heard the saying, an attitude of gratitude. And be grateful, even for those things that niggle you. There's a really good reason for it. Yes, I know, and I try to keep thinking about what's the reason for those cold calls, but hey-ho. But there is a good reason, and it's helping yourself to calm down. Giving yourself and praising yourself. When you find yourself that you're thinking, actually, my attitude used to be that, and I've managed to change it to that, and I feel so much better, and well done me for actually achieving this. And as you praise yourself, your attitude to yourself, don't look for outside praise. It's about yourself. It is about you. And if the attitude you hold about something is stressing you, then it's not doing you any good. And actually, you are the only one adversely affected by it. So allow yourself to change your attitude to things that helps you to feel better, more comfortable, truer to yourself and the amazing being that you are. Be prepared to allow yourself to adjust your attitude to suit who you are, the best that you are. And I hope that has spoken to you. If whether you've agreed with me or not, it doesn't matter. They're here. These videos are here to help you, to support you, to give you food for thought, and give you maybe another way of looking at things. If you've got something you would like me or maybe with a guest to share on, please let me know. giftofhealingtv@gmail.com. You can post on the giftofhealingtv.com website. There's over 80 of these inspirational videos up there on the Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls page. Go and enjoy yourself. Have a little listen. It's all there for you. It's all free. There's interviews there on different health techniques. There's meditations. There's exercises. There's all sorts on the website. All there free for you to watch, enjoy, experience. And I hope you will continue to enjoy these as they come up brand new. All the old ones are still there. Next week, express yourself, which, in case you haven't noticed, I do every week when I share on these. I'm expressing my thoughts, my feelings, and yes, they are my thoughts and my feelings. And yes, I share other people's sayings, but they're my thoughts and feelings on those sayings. I hope you will join me again. In the meantime, love yourself, love your life, and feel comfortable with the attitudes you have to things. Love, peace, and light to you all. Namaste.